Hi, I just wanted to quickly talk about fasting today. And so, fasting is consecration unto God when you intentionally separate yourself so that you are not contaminated by the things of the world or by those things that can hinder your relationship with God, those things that can pollute you and not allow you to be in the right standing with God. And so, fasting should actually be a lifestyle. It's not something you do once in a while. I would say that fasting should be done a minimum of once a week. You just decide that this day I want to consecrate it to God. I want to stay away from anything that might hinder my relationship. And I just want to give God this day. And I don't think it's too much for us. And fasting helps you to master and rule over every appetite that is contrary to your relationship with God. Every appetite that is strange habits, sins, things you do that is not right. And so this is what fasting does. So fasting empowers you. It's a time when you are empowered as you separate yourself to seek God more and to stay more in His presence. You know, these days it's funny how there are different ways in which people fast. And so the younger generation, they tell me that, oh, I'm fasting social media, I'm fasting my phone, I'm fasting my nails. I mean, they are fasting all sorts of things we never used to fast in our own days. In our own time, we mostly fasted food. But in their own time, they fast different things. In fact, recently, somebody was telling me that they're actually fasting alcohol during Lent. So that this particular time, they're saying they're not going to drink alcohol and they're just going to stay away from it as a form of sacrifice, because we know that fasting is a sacrifice. But people are fasting the strangest things. Do you know some people actually fast porn? And first of all, porn is a sin. There is no way you can be fasting, saying you're going to leave this, you're going to sacrifice this thing you enjoy to seek God, and then you go back to it. Because most of the time when we fast something, maybe food, we're still going to go back and eat. We're just fasting for a couple of days or for a period. But then when you fast porn, it's actually a sin. So you cannot give up something that is not even legitimate, because once you begin to watch porn, you're arousing feelings that are improper and will lead to other things. And so how can you say you are fasting something that you're not even supposed to do? And so God will give us, enlightenment and revelation on what fasting really is. Because when you begin to fast genuinely, you are entering a refinery of power that empowers you. And, fasting, increases and expands you to see God more, to hear God well, to just make you more spiritually alert. And that is what fasting is. And sometimes I believe that fasting is sometimes misunderstood. And yes, some people say, oh, fasting was in the Old Testament. No, Jesus fasted. And even in the book of Matthew, it says, when ye fast. And so it's talking about fasting is expected. It's supposed to be a lifestyle. So I pray that God gives us the understanding of fasting and will begin to be people that engage in fasting and to help our spiritual lives to be stronger and better, and the grace of God will be available to us to be able to live a fasted life as Christians in Jesus.